I'll show you how you can make this starter hut within your first 30 to 50 minutes of a new world. I'm choosing the hunter class so that I can have extra speed. Make yourself your usual set of tools like a knife, shovel, axe, all that kind of stuff. And specifically, you're going to want to make a bunch of shovels because essentially what we're going to be making is a glorified dirt hut. And so you better start digging. If you happen to have some cattail nearby, then might as well collect enough for at least one basket, since having that extra inventory space is really nice. I gathered up about 3 stacks of dirt and now I'm collecting some sticks. And if you can find some medium fertility dirt, about 8 of that would be good. But if not, chop down a tree of your choice, preferably a browner color tree, and then pick a spot to build. So now I'm going to define our dimensions. I'm just going to place down a block, and then from this block I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then place a block next to it. So it should be 9 total if you include the corners. And then we're going to go to the side here, and then from this block we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that block, and then just fill and find the other corner. And now you got yourself a rectangle. Now take a stack of your dirt and turn it into packed dirt, and then take that packed dirt and turn it into rammed earth. Rammed earth is the secret key here. And I forget how much you're gonna need, but it's probably safe to convert at least a stack and a half into rammed dirt. All right, and then we're gonna take 42 rammed earth, put it back in the crafting grid, and then take that and keep cycling it until you get this extra dark texture. Then we're going to take our low fertility dirt and actually just fill in the lines here. And then we're leaving a gap open for the doorway. Take your darker rammed earth and we're going to, well, make the doorway. So just kind of follow what I'm doing here. Boop, boop, boop. And then I'm going to make these little corner thingies. So it'll kind of make a little bit more sense later. Since all we got are these basic dirt blocks and we don't have a lot to deal with right now. Like we don't got the chisel, we don't got stairs, we don't have a lot. Most of our interest of the build is gonna have to be using blocks that protrude outwards, kind of like this, where we just add interest to the build by just adding extra details like this. It does feel clunky and whatever, but you're watching this video likely because you wanted a more interesting dirt hut than normal for your starter base. You can fill these corners one more block with any block you choose. And then with the regular plain rammed earth, we're just gonna fill this in here. You can go 3 blocks high with this one. Now with your pine logs or whatever darkish brownish logs you got, honestly the darker brown the better for the design I came up with. I wanted to put medium fertility here for like that nice like rich brown, but I couldn't find any in this world, so sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. And hey, adding wood to this build means it's technically not completely a dirt hut, so you get a little bit more kudos from that. So you can just build it too high like this, and then with your low fertility soil you can come back around and make another ring here. And it looks like I ran out of low fertility, so I need to go dig up some more. But in the meantime, I'm going to dig out the floor because we are going to replace the floor with another type of block. And then time to get us some dry grass, because what we're going to be crafting is this strewn straw, which is basically another dirt variant, but utilizing the dry grass. And this is going to be our flooring here. Or you could just use more rammed earth if you want more gray. Now it's starting to get a little dark, so if you haven't already, probably get a little fire pit going. And then make yourself a torch so that you have a light in the darkness. Now this whole process might take you a little longer depending on how familiar you are with Vintage Story and surviving the elements, or honestly just purely your luck of a starting area. You might have spawned in a big gravelly area, and I mean you can make your house out of gravel if you so choose, but at least with this specific design you then gotta run out of the big gravel biome and find some dirt. or you can get unfortunate and not have like a good source of easy food immediately available, and so that might delay you and make this take an extra in-game day or so. So honestly, the time frame I said this could be done in, take that as like with a grain of salt, very very loosely. Like it can be done in that time, but yeah, just know it's something you can do quickly. And if you are going to need an extra in-game vintage story day, then I recommend getting enough dried grass to craft a bed so that you can skip forward 7 in-game hours. I actually need to cut down another tree so that I can make myself a door. Then I'll place the crude door right there. And you might have been wondering, what are all these sticks for? Well, that is so you can craft yourself up some crude ladders. And we will have a roof level, and this will be how you get onto the roof. With some more strewn straw, we're gonna build out the roof here. Just fill it all in. And look at that, we got a roof over our heads. Now up here, I'm gonna finish off my dirt ring. And then I know it's hard to see because of nighttime, but we're gonna take our darker rammed earth texture here, and we're gonna build out here on the corners. Gonna build up to like this. Then we're gonna come out like this, almost like a jagged Tetris piece. And then repeat this on all corners. All right, and then in the middle here above the doorway, we're gonna place one block here, then here, here, and it's like the almost like the T Tetris piece. Then on the left and right here, we'll place another block. But you're gonna take that shape, and on the back here, you're gonna just do it again. And then on the sides over here, we're just gonna make a long, just a long. We're gonna make a long, you know? Just 1, 2, 3, a long. Now what I want you to do is that you see these gaps right here. Place a block on the dirt, right above the dirt here. So not in this space, but above the dirt here, and just cover up all the gaps like that. Now the top up here is pretty much complete. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing on the inside above here or in here, but the main point of this was to be more aesthetically pleasing on the outside. There is a few more things. So go out here on the side of the wall. We're gonna place some of the dark rammed earth like so. Then on the back here, if you would like to have some sort of windows or a way to see out, then dig out these 2 spaces. And then put the rammed earth, oh whoops, not that colored, the dark rammed earth like so. And you can like mix around some stuff. You could do even something like that if you wanted. And on the last side here, we'll place the similar detail like this. Now don't be like me and make sure you got yourself some food and not accidentally get your hunger so low that you're about to starve to death while building this. And we're almost done. I'm just gonna replace this block right here, this middle one, with a darker rammed earth, so we kind of got a follow line here. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on the back over here. And heck, just for fun, we can do some follow lines over here as well on the sides. And now we are pretty much done. Here it is. This is your little fancy over-the-top dirt hut that has vague remnants of a castle, but also not really a castle either. Now for some extra touches you can do that are also pretty easy if you're lucky to have flowers nearby, is just pick up some flowers and just spam them around. When in doubt, flowers can help make something look a little nicer. Yeah, there we go. Look at those flowers. And what you can also do, of course, is as you get more materials, you can just upgrade parts of this house. Like once you get clay and can do like mud bricks and stuff. You can swap out a lot of these blocks for that kind of stuff. Once you get some actual cobblestone, you can easily swap a lot of these blocks out. All right, so I popped in creative mode to add these oil lamps and other stuff so that you can see how this would look like if it was actually being used. Got our storage stuff here, our shelves to store all our ceramic stuff, more oil lamps, more storage, a bunch of fire pits, and a bunch of our tool racks. And then up here is just kind of random stockpile storage, so firewood, this probably would get used for other miscellaneous junk if I was actually playing in this world. This is very simulated. This would probably look way more messy in a real and like actually being used. Yeah, hopefully this gives an idea of how this could be used, how it can look, how it could feel like actually living out of a house like this. And with that, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you have a good day and or night, and I'll see you later.